But let's get into a little bit of the details, because Kamala's performance was solid, but it was undergirded by kind of a lack of trust in her persona. And let me tell you why. You might remember the first Democratic primary debate. If you watched it, Kamala fired broadside at Biden about opposing busing, and she had her "I was that little girl" moment. That was her chance to be the front runner, and for a couple of days it looked like she might actually be. But of course, she had no actual policy disagreements with Biden at any point. So it really had no meaning. She carried no momentum out of it. And really what killed all of the momentum off of that shot that she took was the fact that maybe 8 minutes after the debate, her campaign put out "I was that little girl" shirts, as if that was somehow improvised. It was embarrassing. You cannot telegraph that you're writing these lines beforehand and then act like it's somehow the anthem of your campaign. That shows exactly how disingenuous you are. And that's kind of a common theme through Kamala's stuff. Because in the moment, there's kind of this feeling of it's uneven. Sometimes she's really adept at what she does. Sometimes she's very effective. She's an effective communicator. She had a great answer on trade, which I'll come back to in a second. She was good on climate, sort of. And she had a great couple of points about COVID. But then at other times, she's got her awkward fake laugh that I don't know who taught her that, but I don't think it's as effective of a political technique as she seems to think it is. And more than anything, she just constantly will contradict her own strength by just showing how false it really is. I mean, she went on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert right when she was picked to be Biden's VP, and he didn't exactly ask her a gotcha question. He just doesn't have short-term memory loss. And he remembered that in the debate with Biden, she ripped into him and basically called him a racist. And of course, you could just answer, well, I understand that he's changed. That was when he was eulogizing Strom Thurmond. He's come a long way. Has he? But the point is, she could have said that, and instead, she said this.
And how do you go from being such a passionate opponent on such bedrock principles for you, and now you guys seem to be pals?
It was a debate.
Not everybody landed punches like you did, though.
It was a debate.
So you don't mean it?
It was a debate.
And the problem is that really exposes exactly how much of a politician she is. That's her genuine answer. I mean, it really is. It's just a debate, Stephen. And so that kind of was a shadow haunting me throughout this debate, because as much as I want to believe that she can't stand Mike Pence and just wants to smirk at him the whole time, I can't shake the feeling that maybe there's a little bit of, it's just a debate, Stephen, going on. But we got a couple of things to touch on in her performance. So obviously I said the opening speech on COVID was pretty solid. She talked about the 200,000 deaths and how that could have been avoided. She got rolled a bit by the format after that. Really, the format of this whole thing felt like it was chosen by the Trump administration. And obviously it was bipartisan. But the fact that there was this sort of separation that didn't happen, and there was a lot less back and forth, meant that Mike Pence could just kind of get on his soapbox for 3 to 4 minutes at a time and just make up a fantasy world, and then we go back to reality for a little bit. But he could just kind of bloviate and throw out so many lies that she couldn't possibly try to disprove all of them in her responses, because she'd be there for an hour per response.